We were at school together, and I was dating one of his fraternity brothers, was the truth of the matter, and David asked me out, and the rest is history.
I was working for the Duke newspaper in those days, and Susan was singing with all of the choral organizations, and I had a little office as business manager of the Chronicle, which just happened to be within hearing of the rehearsal space for the choral. So I was always able to know exactly when rehearsal was over, and could meet Susan and see if she wanted to go for a pizza, which she frequently did.
When I went to Duke, one of the things you needed to take was art appreciation. And so I took modern art and loved it. And then when David and I were dating, we would go to various art museums and look at art, and both of us got interested in it. And if you looked around this house, you could tell we've been collecting for over 50 years.
Norfolk welcomed us into the community, and it helped us as a family. It helped us to succeed. It makes sense to share that.
Mr. Goode might tell you he's known me since I've been in diapers. And my dad was a 40-year employee, and I'm now going on my 20th year of employment. I kind of call him my work dad. He gives me a lot of great advice and spends a lot of time introducing me to the right people. He made a commitment not only of himself giving, but the corporation giving, and then he demanded or asked his executives to give back to the community, to serve on boards. And at the heart of the matter, while we have shareholders, that was still very much a conviction of his that we continue to give back to wherever we're living.
Susan and David Goode have been friends of the Chrysler Museum of Art literally for decades, and they have shown a commitment to contemporary art as well as historic art, 20th century, 19th century, and 21st century. They've been supporters of the glass program here at the Chrysler. They also have a very important photography collection, and we've shown aspects of their collection here about trains, not surprisingly. But also they have been supporters of the idea that we need to broaden the reach of what we show here. Interest in the contemporary transfers very well to business. Where are the new ideas coming? Who are the creative people? And what are they doing? And I think that many business leaders see value in that.
I don't know any two people in our town that have been more committed to a combination of the arts, music, and higher education. David and Susan do their giving primarily through a family foundation. And what's also wonderful is their two daughters and son-in-law are involved in all that. David's told me a couple of times, when we take a vote, I can't make it happen if we don't all agree. And that's a lovely thought, really. It's a nice way to give.
They instilled that in me and my sister from a very young age. It was just a part of our family to give back and give your time, even before there was really money involved. I saw my mom from the time that I was very little going to work at Bethany Hall, which was a women's shelter, and I am very proud of my mom's work with the YWCA and the work that she's always done to empower women.
It's hard to empower women if they don't have a place to live, they don't have transportation, they don't have a job. And so she's been really good about helping us, supporting us to support women to be successful.
I don't think people realize the breadth of where they focus on their donations and philanthropy. But on top of that, they're never looking for the limelight. They're never trying to trumpet what they're doing with their gifts. They've been instrumental in keeping the symphony alive and thriving the way that it is today.
I've known the Goode since 1991, and in fact, they were probably some of the very first people I met here. Susan was on the board, and David is a passionate supporter. It's been a long friendship, a great friendship.
Susan and David really understand what a family the Virginia Symphony is, and they're part of that family. Susan in particular knows the musicians very well, and the VSO musicians in turn love Susan and David, not just for their financial contributions, but for their caring.
Maybe what people don't know so well is that they've both supported the environment in really good ways, particularly with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. They've stepped up and not just writing a check, but being in the room and making decisions for the community.
They have meant so much to the city of Norfolk, and that philanthropy has also been felt and expressed by their children. I've worked with Christina since I've been mayor. In the Goode family, they unveiled a snake sculpture at the Virginia Zoo. I worked with Mr. Holland's opus, a violin presentation. Our children received violins and other instruments, and that was made possible because of the Goode family, the Goode Foundation.
David and Susan Goode have had a tremendous impact on Hampton Roads. And what they've done for Old Dominion in terms of the creation of the Goode Theater and some of the investments they've made to try to ensure that our students have the opportunity to participate. But more importantly, it's their leadership. It's their willingness to stand up and talk about the importance of education, but then to back that up with investing in it.
David and Susan have been very special to this university and are among the top benefactors in the history of Virginia Wesleyan University. Susan joined the Board of Trustees at a time when few women were serving in leadership positions on boards of trustees or in leadership capacities of not-for-profit organizations. Both David and Susan demonstrate commitment to the arts and humanities.
And one of the unique things about David and Susan is they give, they support, and they never seek out the kind of recognition that others might seek. So I can't think of better folks to receive the Josh Darden Award, and I can imagine our mutual friend Josh Darden is looking down and very much proud of the recognition that we're giving to David and Susan.
If there is something in Hampton Roads, or even statewide, that's being done that will help people out, you're going to find David and Susan Goode right in the middle of it. And in addition to being generous with their time and their talent and their treasure, they're just really, really fun people to be around. I never interact with either of them when I don't walk away a little bit happier, a little bit more inspired.
I just want to say to Mom and Dad how proud I am and how grateful I am. It is wonderful, and in my travels I have figured out that it's a very rare thing to have a family that loves each other as much as we do and that can support each other through all of the hard things. And I want to thank you for that, because you've given me the best life in the world here, and I'm so proud of both of you.
It's important for generation after generation to see the benefits of participating in the community and making all of things come together in a way to make the community better. We could live anywhere in the world. We live here, and we live here for a reason. This community is important to us, and we're proud of it. We need to maintain that sense of community and that sense of civic responsibility, and we've tried to make that a family tenet, and I hope it's been successful.
The Civic Leadership Institute is proud to present the 2019 Darden Award for Regional Leadership to Susan and David Goode.